You, as a human being, are never actually stuck. But your brain sure wants you to think you are, doesn't it? I mean, your weight is absolutely, positively, 100% not moving. You're stuck! And it sucks. That is why today's podcast is all about getting you unstuck so you can start losing weight again. Listen, anybody can help you lose weight after menopause by restricting yourself and using willpower, but my zone of genius is helping you lose all the weight you want and keep it off forever by changing your mindset. Welcome to the Get Your Goal podcast, where ambitious menopausal women come to lose weight for the last time. I'm your host, Paula B., certified life and weight loss coach, author of Mind Over Menopause, and former yo-yo dieter. When you're ready to change your mind about weight loss, I'm here to help. Let's get your goal. Hello, my ambitious, overthinking menopausal friend, and welcome to the podcast. I am going to assume, because you clicked on a podcast with a title about being stuck, that you've been feeling stuck lately. And I want you to know two things. First, I feel you on a deep soul level. It literally does not matter what goal you're aiming for or how many other goals you've achieved in your life. The path to your current goal is, and always will be, littered with stuckness. It's part of the journey. It's expected. It's inevitable. And as an ambitious, overthinking menopausal woman who has achieved a lot of pretty spectacular goals in my life, and I'm currently on my way to another really big one, I have felt that stuckness. It sucks. I will sympathize with you on that. But also, because I'm your friendly neighborhood life coach, I won't let either one of us actually wallow in how much it sucks, because here's the thing too. You can always get unstuck. Always. Anytime you feel stuck on your weight loss journey, it's just your brain telling you a story. It's a mindset block. We've all got them, and it's my job to help you bust through them. And let's stay on this point for a quick minute about how everybody has mindset blocks. Let me just normalize that for you and take all the judgment and shame out of it. Of course you have mindset blocks, and it doesn't mean a damn thing about you that you do. The faster you can let go of judging yourself for having blocks, the faster you'll bust through them. They're basically just smoke and mirrors, and they serve a biological function. I mean, here's what I mean. You have a biological imperative to stay the same as much as possible. This conserves energy and keeps you alive longer. And what this means is that your brain will just think the same old thoughts over and over again, even if they don't serve you, even if they feel bad, and even if they're untrue, until you consciously and on purpose let go of those old thoughts, which, by the way, is another biological imperative. Your brain and your body will adapt when they're asked to. And hey, that's where I come in, because showing you how to intentionally change your brain in order to change your body is literally what I teach you here on the podcast, inside my mini course, Journal the Journey, and inside my monthly coaching membership, the Get Your Goal group. Super quick, because I haven't mentioned it here on the podcast before, let me introduce you to Journal the Journey. I just created it, and I'm super excited to share it with you. It's a $30 mini course that's like a condensed self-study version of the journaling techniques that I teach inside the Get Your Goal membership. I know that not everybody wants to dig into their mindset blocks inside of a group, so Journal the Journey makes it easy to DIY the work at home. The mini course consists of a visual roadmap that shows you like exactly where everybody has mindset blocks and gets stuck, and gives you like a quick reference for the journaling prompts to get moving again. There's also a masterclass with a very thorough explanation of exactly how to use the journaling technique with examples and instructions. You'll also get 50 days of journaling prompts for you to practice and really hone your journaling skill. Plus, this one's my favorite, there's a future self visualization audio where you get to really see yourself being successful and losing all the weight you want. There's a link in the show notes that'll take you directly to the enrollment page, or you can go to getyourgoal.com and find the link on the homepage there. And while you're over there clicking links, let's get on with the podcast. First up, let's chat about where you get stuck on your weight loss journey, because there's an important point that I want to make here. There are really only 4 main places that you'll get stuck. And this feels like such a relief, right? Like if your dramatic brain is anything like my dramatic brain, then it's been feeding you the story that everywhere you go, you get stuck. And no matter what you do, you get stuck. And stuck might as well be your middle name. You're so stuck, right? But when you take your whole weight loss journey and break it into 4 easy to manage chunks that each have a very simple way to bust through your mindset blocks, it can really calm down all that drama. So the 4 places that you get stuck happen in more or less the order that I'm giving them to you here today, but honestly, any of them can crop up at any time. And I will explain what I mean by that while we're talking about them. So the first place that it sucks to be stuck is when you haven't decided what you want. On the scale, this can sometimes show up as a weight gain right as you're just getting started on your weight loss journey. In your head, you're going to be hearing a lot of "I don't know" sentences with an occasional sprinkle of too much or not enough. Everything about losing weight feels very vague and undefined and unknowable. Your predominant feelings will be confusion and overwhelm with a generous dollop of frustration on the side. At this point, you're going to find yourself saying things like, "I don't know which app is best for tracking calories. I don't know what my goal weight should be. I don't know how many calories I should be eating. I don't understand how journaling helps me lose weight. That sounds like way too many calories. There's no way I'll lose weight like that. I don't know how to calculate the calories in my homemade meals. I don't know how I'm going to drink all that water. Tracking everything takes way too much time. I don't know how much exercise I should be getting. That is definitely not enough exercise to lose weight. I haven't lost any weight yet. I'm stuck." My friend, let me completely normalize all of this for you. Literally, everybody gets stuck on mindset blocks like these. How long you stay stuck here, though, is really completely up to you, because getting unstuck is actually as simple as just asking yourself what you want. Which app do you want to use? What features do you want on that app? What do you want to weigh when you're done? How many calories do you want to eat? How much do you want to journal? How do you want to calculate or track or work out or drink? There are actually no weight loss decisions that are outside of your authority or outside of you. Ask yourself what you want, make decisions, and move forward. Now, the next place it sucks to be stuck is when you don't like what you're doing. In spite of everything that I just told you about making decisions based on what you want, you will inevitably make decisions about weight loss based on what you think you have to do. We all do it. Everybody does it. We've been told our entire lives that the only way to lose weight is to work hard, restrict yourself, diet, and suffer. In fact, when I was I know because I thought it myself. When I asked you that question about how many calories do you want to eat, I guarantee your skeptical brain was like, "I don't know. There's got to be a formula. There's a right number out there and somebody else needs to tell me what it is." Weirdly, that's not true. So here's the thing. When you're stuck here doing things that you don't like doing because you made decisions based on what you think you have to do, your predominant feelings will be restriction, constrainment, and definitely frustration. Almost everything that comes out of your mouth will start with "I can't," "I have to," or "I shouldn't." And what you'll notice is that you are actually wildly inconsistent with your tasks. You will think of yourself as being either on track or off track, mostly off track. So you'll say things like, "Well, I can't eat pizza, it's fattening," or "I really have to exercise more," or "I just can't get consistent," "I can't seem to find the time to sit down with my journal," "I really shouldn't be staying up so late," "I just have to make myself stick with it," "I have got to get more consistent," "I cannot seem to lose weight, I'm stuck." And my love, Not one of these sentences is true. They're all just mindset blocks keeping you stuck. But like I promised you in the intro, you can get unstuck. And here's how. Prioritize pleasure in order to create consistency. Now, this is basically the opposite of how you've been taught to think about weight loss. Most people will advise you to focus on consistency. But the truth is that when you actually focus on pleasure, you'll create consistency effortlessly. Getting unstuck from the muck of restriction requires you to basically wake up and see how much you're restricting yourself. One of the 4 most effective journaling prompts that we talked about on last week's episode is, what do I think about, and then you fill in the blank with one of the habits that you're trying to get consistent with. Now, you can ask yourself that question with a little bit more oomph behind it. Like, what do I really think about eating this number of calories? What do I really think about going to bed at 9 o'clock? What do I really think about waking up an hour early to work out? And suddenly, it will be incredibly obvious why it's so hard to follow through. You actually hate everything you are doing. Oh my gosh. And then it's time to ask yourself again what you want so that you can get unstuck. Now, the third place that it sucks to be stuck is when you haven't let go of the past. Okay, now we are really digging in. This mindset block will show up in your life like the plateau from hell. Oh my gosh, on the scale, you will bounce up from your most recent lowest weight and hover somewhere between like 3 and 10 pounds above it. I've seen more, I've seen less, but there will be this hovering. You will gnash your teeth in near constant frustration. And what you will hear all day long in your head will sound just like a broken record going around and around and around and around and around. Every sentence will be some version of, I've done this before, or I keep doing this, or I cannot get past this. You will come to me and you will tell me things like, I keep gaining and losing the same 5 pounds, or I've been doing all the right things, but now it's not working, or I just can't get under that number, no matter how hard I try. You will find yourself ruminating about the last time you were able to lose weight, kind of romanticizing that it was so much easier. And you will be tempted to change everything. Your goal, your habits, your focus, your job, your haircut. Oh my God, you just want something to change. I get it. I do. The thing is, lots of women simply just give up at this point, or, and honestly, I think this is worse, resign themselves to being forever on a diet but never reaching their goal. They tell themselves that this is just their set point and it's not so bad. But here's the thing. You wouldn't have a goal if you didn't actually want to weigh that amount. So let's get you unstuck. It is time to set yourself free from your past. And that might be the most important thing to know here. You're not actually trying to fix something in the here and now, the way that your brain is urgently trying to tell you to change your calories, change your goal, change your everything. What you're doing here is unblocking yourself from something that you've been thinking and feeling about the past. This will actually take a lot of focus on your part because it's so easy to get caught up in what the scale says today. And that's why this is, honestly, hands down, this is the thing that we work on most often inside the Get Your Goal group coaching membership. It can be really insightful to have a coach or somebody outside of you help you see the bigger picture when you're stuck looking at one little corner inside the frame. So here's the process. You're going to brainstorm all of the associations that you have with the weight that you allegedly can't get under. Stuff like, this is the least I've weighed in my entire adult life. Or, the last time I weighed this, it was right before my mom got sick. Or, right after I got down to that weight, everything in my life fell apart. Really hear your brain putting together two completely related events. A thing that happened out in the world and your weight. Those things have nothing to do with each other. And then you're going to break that association apart by feeling the unpleasant and uncomfortable feelings of that event, instead of continuing to shove them down, which is probably what you've been doing. Now, I know that you might be thinking that it would actually be easier to change your goal or change your calories or stop eating bread. Basically, anything would feel easier than feeling your feelings. But changing what you're doing right now doesn't set you free from your past. So, if you want to get unstuck, it's time to feel your feelings. Now, the final place that it sucks to be stuck is when you haven't decided who you're going to be at your goal weight. Now, as you come around the corner, cruising onto the home stretch of your weight loss journey, just when you think you are about to be done forever. Yeah, insert that needle scratching off the record sound right here, because you, my friend, will get stuck. And, true story, but don't let it frighten you, I've seen so many women, including myself, get stuck here after they've gotten to their goal weight. So it's not so much that the stuckness really shows up on the scale. I mean, technically speaking, your weight might not be changing because you're literally in maintenance, but it definitely shows up mentally and emotionally, meaning that you're still on a diet. You're still thinking diet thoughts and having diet feelings, even though you've almost or completely finished losing weight. The energy around this stuck point is very anxious, very urgent, and oddly enough, very impatient. You desperately want to be done while also simultaneously are deeply afraid of being done. Your language vacillates between frustrated sharpness and frightened uncertainty, with lots of "I just want," as well as "I think," and "maybe," floating around with a few "I don't knows" thrown in there too. You will find yourself saying things like, "Maybe I should lose another 5 pounds just to make sure I have wiggle room when I'm maintaining. I cannot wait to never think about this stuff again. Maybe I should just keep counting calories for a little while longer. I don't know what I should be doing for exercise now that I'm done losing weight. I just want to get this last 5 pounds off so I can pay attention to the rest of my life." I think I'll probably stick with what I've been doing because it seemed like it was working. All those question marks at the end of your sentences, right? Oh my gosh, this push and pull, it's the worst. But thankfully, there is a fix. As I promised you, there's a way to get unstuck, and it's this. Decide who you are at your goal weight. There is literally nothing that we humans worry about more than the uncertainty of the future. What could happen? What's coming next? What will I do? How will I feel? We hate that shit. And often, instead of moving toward that uncertain future, even if it's the future we have been wanting forever, we stay stuck in our old habits and old thinking. Y'all, this is literally the cause of yo-yo dieting. We gain the weight back because we're afraid of being a person who is completely finished losing weight. I mean, who even is that girl? Am I right? So you know how I was telling you about how journal the journey earlier? One of the resources I included in the mini course is a future self-visualization. And this stuck point is exactly why. When you know who you're going to be at your goal weight because you've spent time imagining it, feeling it, thinking about it, living there in your head before it gets here in reality, there's no anxiety, no urgency, no impatience about who you're going to be because you've already seen it all and decided all of it. There's nothing scary about future you because you're already her. When you decide who you are at your goal weight, you see it, you feel it, you know it deep in your bones. And my friend, it gets you unstuck. All right, that was a lot today. I always am a lot. I mean, it's part of my charm, but that was a lot. You guys, no matter where you are on your weight loss journey or how long you've been feeling stuck, I actually have more resources, even beyond this podcast, to help you get unstuck and lose all the weight that you want to for the last time. If you are brand new to this mindset stuff, first of all, oh my God, good for you for making it all the way to the end of this episode. You are a rock star, and you will be really well served with my free guide, the 4 most effective journaling prompts for faster weight loss. It's actually a super simple framework with really easy prompts. It'll get you moving in the right direction, and it'll get your feet wet with this kind of work. So there's a link in the show notes, or you can find it right on my homepage at getyourgoal.com. If, on the other hand, you're ready to dig in with your journaling and use a proven process that'll really speed up your weight loss, Journal the Journey is exactly what you're looking for. I've already mentioned it a couple of times. It's a quick self-study mini course that covers your weight loss journaling journey from start to finish. There's a link for it in the show notes as well, and you can also find it right on my homepage at getyourgoal.com. And finally, if you've been around the journaling block for a minute and you really resonated with the deep dive that we took here today, then the Get Your Goal monthly group coaching membership is absolutely for you. It is deep transformation in the company of other ambitious menopausal women who just get it. The conversation there goes way beyond weight loss and gets right to the heart of who you want to be. There is, of course, a link in the show notes or on my homepage, getyourgoal.com. My friend, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for listening. I'll talk to you again soon.